Hello, welcome to the Mark Howard Show, Adventures in a Cosmic Suit. Remember all the links below the video, especially my email list. I don't know when you're going to see this or what platform, but YouTube just gave me a strike and deleted the video. They're playing, looks like I'm going to be losing another channel at this rate. But today's show is all about how to have more energy, lose weight or gain weight if you need to, reverse illnesses like diabetes and arthritis, get more light into every cell in your body, ready for the ascension. Sounds good, doesn't it? How do we do that? Well, for those of you that don't know, about 6-7 months ago, I was visiting Jeremy Ayres, a friend of mine, one of the co-authors of the Red Pill Revolution in the Lake District. And Jeremy looked at me and said, yeah, he's all right, Mark, but he's got adrenal fatigue and he's tired. And then he challenged me to do basically a protocol that he's been working on for 20 years with him. It was me and him to do it for 90 days. And I said, yes. And since then, I've lost about 20 kilograms. I now run up and down mountains. I've never felt better in my life. So I said to Jeremy, why don't we see if anybody else wants to do this with us? And that's what we did. And so far, about 1,500 people have done it with us. So what I'm going to do, while I'm upgrading StreamYard here so I can fit more people into the studio, because there's a lot more people here than I expected, I'm going to introduce you to some of the people that joined us on this challenge. Hello, Bridge. How are you? You're muted, so I can't hear you.
How are you?
Good. You okay?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. You're in Ireland, right?
Yes, in Galway, Ireland.
Galway, beautiful. I love Galway. So I'll just say a quick hello to everybody, and then we'll go around. Who's next? Natalie. Hello, Natalie.
Hi guys, how you doing?
Where are you from?
I'm in Hertfordshire.
Hertfordshire. Is that an elephant?
Yes, it's Ganesha.
Ganesh, it's Ganesh, isn't it? Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
Nice. Hello, Trish and Tim.
Hello there.
Hi there.
Hello.
We've been doing this just for 6 weeks.
That's okay.
But all on your recommendation, Mark.
Well, it's good.
Yeah.
It is.
I can hear myself back for some reason.
Oh.
But anyway, nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Um,
And you.
Pop it on mute because I can't hear my own voice back. Very weird. Hello, Hilda.
Hi, I'm from Norway, up north.
Norway. Good to meet you. Oh, Jeremy's here. Hey.
That's good.
Hi, Jeremy. Good to meet you, Hilda. Hi, Jeremy. Unmute
Hey
yourself.
guys, I was sitting in a waiting room and it said room full and wasn't letting me in. So
yeah, I had to upgrade it. I had to upgrade the account. I didn't expect this many people to turn up. Nice to see you. It's been too long. Hello, Summer. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, where are you?
I'm in Arizona.
Nice. We've got loads of echoes going. Glad you're here. Hello, Linda.
Hi, glad to be here.
Nice chair. Are you a gamer?
No, my husband.
Okay, who else we got? Hello, Lester. How are you? Can you see me, Lester?
Yeah, I can see you. Can you hear me?
Yep. Where are you from?
Yeah, I'm great.
Where? Okay, I'm not getting an answer there. Serena. Hello, Serena.
Hi there.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Where are you calling from?
Little place called Saltdean, which is about 4 miles east of Brighton, right on the beach. So it's literally down there, which is
very nice.
Yeah.
Jeremy's disappeared again. Don't know why. Oh no, he's there. Who have I not got in? I think everybody's in. Right. So, Jeremy, I just did a big introduction, explained to everybody about the challenge, and that was 7 months ago. So here we are, having a chat to these guys. Who wants to go first? Do you want to say anything, Jeremy, first? What an experience.
yeah, I mean, it's talk about snowballing. I'm sure everyone knows that me and Mark set out just to do this for me and Mark and have a few others by our side and see how it went. And here we are 7 months in, over 1,000 people have joined us. and it looks like no shortage. You want to come along and keep growing it. So I'm just humbled by the whole thing. And honestly, I've said it before, when I've only ever done one-to-ones because I have to get so personal with people, because we deal with dis-ease and all that means. And so when it started to get over 100 people in the beginning, I thought, oh my God, can you hear me?
No, I can hear you fine. It's Trish and Tim can't hear anything. I don't know why.
Right. But when it got over 100 people, I thought, oh my God, it's going to be a mental asylum of just 100 people having emotional, mental, physical breakdowns. And here we are. It's just worked so well. And, you have to give, I mean, I'm here to teach. And you have to give credit to all those who've joined of how quickly they've grasped the fundamentals, because most of the time they're supporting the newbies or those going through things. So it's really, really working very, very well. We don't have a mental asylum. What we have is just success after success of healing, some extraordinary healing in extraordinarily short times for some cases. But hopefully the people here today are going to sort of, support what I just said and not have, 9 TripAdvisor complaints of how bad the course and how bad the service is. So I never know what these people are going to say.
We have no idea.
So, but that's, I'm pretty confident what they're going to say, but I never know. But anyway, back to you, Mark. Back to the studio, Mark.
Over to you, the studio. What I was going to say to the viewers is that, look, we did this course live over three months. Jeremy did 20 hours of Q&As during that time every Sunday, because the information that Jeremy gives takes a long time for some people to absorb. And then we recorded it all, and it's all inside a members area. But on top of that, we did 3 video diaries a week, me and Jeremy, to coach you along. So if you join this, you can come along, watch the information in real time as we did it over the 3-month period. There's also a written protocol document, which is a PDF, which contains 20 plus years of incredible research that Jeremy's put together. And that does take a few hours to go through that information, because to learn and to understand some of the things that Jeremy recommends can be a bit of an emotional jump for some people, to put it mildly. So you need to understand these things in order to buy into why you should be doing it. And that really is how it sticks. For me personally, I'd say Jeremy saved my life, and I don't say that lightly. I take iodine every day. I eat phenomenally every day. The protocol's part of my life. Even you go down to the local cafe, they have to make me special meals every day. So that's my input. I'll hand over to whoever wants to speak next, and just give us a synopsis of why you joined it, what the experience was like, how the course is laid out, and what the results have been. Do you want to go first, Hilda?
I haven't followed the schedule very strict, but the reason for me to come in wasn't because of weight loss or anything. It was because I have pain who was moving around in my body after I have been broken some vertebrae in my back. So, and that pain never went away. And I also had a lack of energy, even though I was like exercising a lot and out like in the nature a lot. So I actually just started at the keto diet because to try to make this pain go away. And it actually did. After 1 week, 1.5 weeks, I'm almost painless, and then I haven't been without pain for 3 years or so, and it has been extremely painful. So it's actually helped a lot, but I'm not in a very strict keto diet. I still eat vegetables, some berries, and yeah. So that's the thing.
I'll let Jeremy. Respond to
that. Well, again, I never know what people are going to say, but Hilda, I'm just over the moon that the pain has gone, or even if it's significantly reduced. But just imagine if you went several levels up. Your own words, not followed it strictly, but you know, I like to take people as strict as I can. Strict's the wrong word, really, but as close to following the protocol for 3 to 6 months. For very unwell people, I say 3 months, 1 year. Within 3 months, they'll be, if I've got it right, which I usually do, and I'm sorry if it sounds arrogant, but I usually do. But within 3 months, there'll be obviously good changes, positive changes. But it takes up to a year for a very, very ill human being to recover. Although I know some people here, looking at their faces now, have gone through tremendous change in just that 3 months. So Hilda, as you know what I say, put your big girl pants on and just go to the next level of the protocol, and then let me know how you go.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just throw in a year ago, I had carpal tunnel syndrome on these thumbs. It was very, very painful. But since I've been doing this, it's all gone. It's all gone. Thank you, Hilda. I might have to move you out of the studio so let some other people in, if that's okay. Is that okay, Hilda? Yeah? Okay, as long as you don't get offended. Okay, Summer, how are you getting on?
I'm good. I'm good. I started in the beginning of January and was pretty skeptical, but pretty quickly honed in on the truth. Sorry. I knew I was going to do this. Anyway.
I've done that before. Don't worry.
It's normally when I issue an invoice that we get reactions like this, you know. But no, listen, this is what we've created here is authentic. So, you know, if someone's going to break down crying, and it's not because of the cost of the course, it's because it touched us so deeply, I imagine.
Yeah. So profoundly, you know, the truth came through, and it was shared so generously, mostly lovingly. Tease. But you know, I have 2 master's degrees. I'm a small qualitative study away from a doctorate, and I am way more excited about the things that I've learned through Jeremy in this last 6 months and continue to learn. The beautiful piece is that you learn these things, you apply these principles, you experience true healing, actual healing, and then inevitably teach your loved ones, which for me has been the greatest gift. So thank you.
Yeah.
Summer.
Look at you, Jeremy. You're making women cry again, Jeremy. It's shocking. Shocking behavior.
No, I've got my big girl pants on. I'm impervious to all emotion anymore. You know, I'm just here. Listen, the only time I feel any emotion now is when people cry, and I get a kick out of it, because, you know, I just see so much crying when I'm talking to people that either I'm going to cry or enjoy. But I joke. Hopefully, anyone listening is picking up on the sarcasm. You know, we see a lot of tears because it's such a breakthrough for so many people, having frequently had decades of ill health and having usually spent fortunes. And, you know, I guess people here already know my humor and Mark's humor, but it's very English. It can be very sarcastic at times, but we truly want to see people get very, very well in order that they can literally hold more light, so that they can be part of this tremendous transformation that is now occurring in this realm. And that's what this is really about. But I'll hand back to Mark.
Yeah, you've got a shocking microphone situation. And when you said you had no emotion, you did sound a little bit like a Dalek. I don't know what you're doing. Did you? I did tell him to buy a new microphone, but he refuses to use it. Okay, Breach, how you getting on?
Honestly, I've spent a day trying to work out this Go XLR system. Failed. Went back to my webcam. That wasn't good enough. So now I plugged in my Yeti in it.
Well, you know, you need to get your big girl pants on, technically. Jeez. I have to work with this guy. Right, Breach, how are you?
How are you doing? Thanks. And I just wanted to say they are paying us to say what we're going to be saying. But anyway, I'm doing fine. Thank you very much, Mark. And thank you, Jeremy. I've been with this program for about almost 3 months. And my kind of healing journey for my mind and body started about, roughly speaking, about 10 years ago. And I had a huge life change, which manifested in symptoms in my body as mostly mental symptoms. So, like I think we all have heard of the term brain fog. Maybe people listening haven't heard of it yet, but brain fog, when you know that you're a very astute person, and you can work your way through lots of different information and statistics and everything very quickly, and then suddenly your mind just goes to mush. And so to bring it back up to a little bit further closer to us now, am I still there? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just playing around with this.
Sorry, yeah, that's okay. In about 2013, I had some physical manifestations of ill health in my gums and in my teeth. And I remember looking for alternative methods of healing myself. And I found, I was reading on different forums, thank God for the internet, and I found a forum to do with dental and gums and lots of different information for that. And I remember reading something about meditation. Somebody was suggesting to the other people who were writing questions and asking for help, somebody suggested that meditation would also, there had been loads of different suggestions, but somebody was suggesting that meditation would be a great thing to help relax your body, and that would affect your whole system. And somebody had written to the original poster, they said, I am bedbound. I cannot get out of bed. Can I do this meditation lying down? And the minute I saw the question, I was thinking, yeah, sure you can. You can do that meditation fucking standing on your head. But somebody came in very quickly. It was the original poster, and said, no, you can't. You have to X, Y, Z and put your feet under your body and get yourself into a fucking something like this, And I just nearly jumped out of my bed, because I had been in my bed understanding where that person was coming from. And I vowed that day that I'd freaking give as many people information. And that's what I'm doing. Anyway, I'll bring it up just to 2017. And I found a psychiatrist on the internet who is from New York City, and she now lives in Florida. And she will, I hear a bit of an echo. Is the sound okay?
It's as good as we're going to get it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. She was offering something similar to what Jeremy is offering, and it was great. And I had a symbol for it. This was my symbol for it, because over 10 years I did this, and I did this at a different time, and I did that at a different time, and this, but I hadn't found this. I wasn't able to put them all together. And this woman let me put it together. Anyway, fast forward to 3 months ago, and I found Jeremy, and it's just amazing.
Okay.
What Jeremy has given us is to find all the petals of the flower that is you, and because I had been doing yoga, and I had been changing my diet, and I had XYZ, you know yourself, but I hadn't been doing them all at the same time, and I wasn't doing them all continuously and with with people behind me who would get me back up onto the horse if I fell off and all of that. So this is what Jeremy airs. I've been practicing your name, Jeremy. I heard Mark Attwood saying it about I don't know, about 4 weeks ago, how to pronounce your name. Mark Attwood says as. So I hope that's okay, Jeremy. But what Jeremy is teaching us or giving us is the opportunity to put all the petals together. So I say thank you very much, Jeremy.
Over to you.
Thank you. How dare you don't know my surname properly, but we'll forgive you for today. Well, thank you, Bruce.
Thank you, Breege.
Thank you.
Serena, what's your story?
Can you hear me?
We can.
Yeah, thank you. I'm still eating vegetables.
Okay, you can
I've
go.
got my I've got my family, grandchildren over from Argentina at the moment, and I haven't
That's
seen
no
them for
excuse.
3 years.
That's not an excuse to eat vegetables. What do you mean?
And we're going to every restaurant in Brighton that known to man, and I'm struggling to find something to eat. But I am trying. But I am obviously going to start this. They go home back to Buenos Aires in a week, so that's my kind of time. I want to go on to just the meat. I've got a little bit of resistance, not just because of that excuse, which is a kosher one, but I did that. What was that years and years ago? That was the craze, you know, when everybody was just eating protein.
Atkins.
Yes, thank you. I remember doing that, and I got so unwell. I remember I actually had to have some time off work because my body couldn't cope with the constipation. And I think I've got something in here about only meat problems with that. So I wonder whether Jeremy might be able to ease my worried brow about that one.
You didn't have constipation. You just didn't have any waste. Am I right, Jeremy?
It was very painful, whatever it was.
Answer it more fully in a Q&A, but you know, the protocol and what I teach, which is a philosophy of healing, is so broad of particular pillars of information that causes people to get unwell, and therefore how to get well. All people tend to talk about is the dietary aspect. In the protocol, I've made it very clear what I believe to be the natural human diet, and I would have to say that if you want to lose friends and piss off people in a so-called truth away community, mention carnivore diet. But the fact remains, after 3-4 years of promoting that with my clients, not all of them will do it, see unbelievable healing of the physical body. But I am not rigid in it. I will say it's the best diet to heal, and then after you're healed, you can reintroduce certain foods and see how your body responds to it. But within the protocol, I've got carnivore, keto, somewhere in between, and for people that just want to eat vegetables. And I make it very clear that I don't know how anyone is thriving on just vegetables, and I go into great detail to explain what I mean by that. Now, I'm aware that many people claim to be thriving on just plants, but that has not been my experience. My experience of people, even those that have been public about promoting plant-based diets, were not honest with themselves, and they certainly weren't honest with their loved ones, because they tell me afterwards, and they certainly tell my colleagues. And so, coming back to Serena in a sort of roundabout way, the body goes through certain changes over a period of time, and very often constipation gets confused with the body just digesting everything and absorbing almost everything. True constipation is if you have a feeling of fullness, feeling to want to go but can't go, or difficulty going. And about 90-95% of people that transition into carnivore after 90 days, they don't have any of those issues. Or if they do, they've got a very clogged liver, and we do liver flushes, and or a mental emotional trauma. The colon is to do with grief. They've got a lot of shit to let go of, and they're reaching emotional levels where they just can't. One more level up from that, or to the side of that, is some people actually need helminths, which is the posh term for what is considered parasitical worms. It turns out that parasitical worms aren't parasitical in most cases. They're part of a healthy microbiome. It's to do with, I get the sentence wrong, Mark, but the poisons in the dosage or something along that, something can be healthy for you, something can be poisonous. The dosage is the thing. It turns out that we all should have a degree of intestinal worms in us, as part of a healthy microbiome. And there's not that I use it very often, but for very, very true stubborn constipation, digestive problems, which is 2 people a year probably, we have to use helminth therapy, and if it produces miracles. In the old days, they just gave them sausages because they used the lining of the intestine which contains those worms anyway. So, me just talking about helminth, there'll be some people going, yeah, because they've heard that parasites are involved in sickness, and indeed they are. But it's how imbalanced the system is, and whether a parasite has gone from a symbiotic creature, which are everywhere, into a parasitic state. So it's all about the environment, not necessarily the germ or parasite.
Jeremy, have you got any other kind of microphone you can use?
I just swapped. I could swap back.
Yeah, because it's going to frustrate people. They're only hearing 70% of what you're saying.
I try and swap.
Okay, Serena, does that? Sorry, I've been a bit harsh on you, but
I didn't get an awful lot of it, I'm afraid. But thank you.
Well,
I heard.
Well, I've been. The thing is, I've been through it myself, and when I did the Atkins diet years ago, and I thought it was constipation as well. But it's just, there's no waste, and I can tell you, not eating once I understood oxalates, I stopped eating vegetables. Simple as that. Once you understand oxalates, that's it. You're never going to go back to them, and we're married to this idea. We're so welded to this idea that we're supposed to vegetables are good for us. That it is difficult. It's very mental and emotional because we've been brainwashed into it as well.
Yeah.
And anybody watching this who goes, "Oh, carnivore, I'm not doing that. That's not spiritual. That's all bollocks." And the thing that you need to understand, the thing that really gets it for me is who's been telling you to eat 5 a day for the last 30 years? The government, the same government that wants you dead. Once you get that, you ain't going back.
They care about you at that level. I don't know if you can hear me a bit better, but they lie about everything else but diet.
Yeah, of course.
It makes no sense, right? So I know how controversial it is. And again, we're on the dietary aspect, but when I came across it 3-4 years ago, and I know your audience doesn't swear, but my first reaction was, what the fuck? But I investigated it because I've trained myself, and this is what this course is about. This isn't about who was I say or bugger off. It's about things. So I trained myself, and all the people that I respect have trained themselves to go, that's interesting. Why would someone say that? Especially if it's, argues with what I thought was correct. So I went and sat in groups, not saying anything, just watching. And I was absolutely astonished. And I know your audience, even the ones that are probably angry, have come across this, but I was absolutely astonished at the level of healing. I'd never seen that level of healing in such a quick time. So you have to consider it. And I went and did further research into our true anatomy and physiology and digestive system. And I was absolutely convinced. And then you do it. And then you give it to clients. And I know my duty is to try and help get people well and get rid of you in the nicest possible sense of the word. And so I will present tools that I know work. For 30 years, I've seen it perform literal miracles. And you're a grown-up. You can do whatever you want, right? I'm here to teach you and show you. And if you want to, before you argue something, I think you ought to try it.
Have you got anywhere in the house that's got stronger internet? Maybe that's the issue. I do apologize, viewers, for Jeremy's technical issues. In the course, he sounds perfectly normal. I know he sounds like Norman Collier mixed with a Dalek and Zippy right now, but that's not how he normally sounds. If you could perhaps move to a better place in the house, me?
I don't know. I've swapped my phone 3 times now. Sorry.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking it must be your internet then. Can you get somewhere closer to the signal? Because it's going to be annoying people. I'll go and talk to somebody else while you potter around. Natalie, how are you? Hello, Natalie. We got the gremlins today. I think we have.
Hi.
Hello.
Can
Oh, you
hear
seem
me?
to have rubbish internet right now as well.
Can you hear me?
Oh, good. What a day. I got banned on YouTube. God. Technical gremlins. Natalie, I'm going to have to come back to you because your internet's just... This is called the AI. AI, I do not consent. Fuck off. Okay, Linda, how are you?
Hi, everyone.
Linda's good. We can hear you.
I'm good. I joined this group. I first saw a video of it sometime in January on Mark's channel, and I thought interesting, but I just was kind of intimidated a little by everyone being there and holding you accountable. And I thought, but then just the end of February, I saw the video again, and it was like, you need to do this. So I started getting stuff together, and March 1st I started, and the idea of growing my light was what drew me to this. I'm very new to almost everything that's going on, but I'm learning a lot, but it was the light part that really got me interested. And so I started March 1st. I went carnivore, which wasn't a big deal for me. I love meat. And I have dealt with depression since about 12 or 13 years old, migraines since 12 or 13, like debilitating, in and out of hospitals for depression and suicidal thoughts. So when I started on this, I messaged Jeremy in the chat and just said, I've had like 15 of these shock treatments, the ECT treatments, and it's left me with, my mind is just scattered. It's just a pinball machine all the time, holding on to details, chaotic. And I asked, will this help repair anything, or is that just fried? Is that done? Damage is done? And Jeremy assured me that this protocol is going to help heal that. What I never expected was, by about day 40, it occurred to me that I hadn't been taking, I wake up every morning with this headache, blasting headache. And every morning I take an over-the-counter migraine medication first thing before I do anything. And it had occurred to me by day 40 that I hadn't taken anything for about 5 days. And I was like, what's going on? I live daily with migraines and bad headaches. And then I just thought, okay, and it's been about 3 months. I don't even get mild headaches, nothing, no migraines, nothing. It's, I've had neck pain where it felt like a knuckle in the side of my neck. Nobody could figure it out. Chiropractor, doctor, massage therapist, nobody knew what was going on with me. It's just one of those things. And that's gone. I've had that for decades and decades. My upper back pain was always seized. My chiropractor had said I could go in there every day for a year. And every day I would need an adjustment. It would never release fully. I'd get temporary satisfaction. Now I go in, and for about the last 10 months prior to this, he hadn't been able to adjust me. It was just locked. It was just painful. It was locked. He couldn't do anything. And the last 2 months, with everything easing up, I go in now and he can't figure it out. He's just, everything just falls back into place, like just flows. I've never experienced this. I never expected this to come out of the protocol, because I've been told all my life migraines are chemical imbalance and my depression is a chemical imbalance, and it's just the luck of the draw, and you're stuck with that. Also, something I just noticed recently in the last week is I've always been a nervous person, as in if you tap me on the shoulder, I'll jump 5 feet and scream. I've always been like that, and I'm realizing that that's gone. I don't feel like that. The biggest thing is my husband, who was kind of skeptical in the beginning, didn't have a problem with this. He's on the same page here, but not as deep down the rabbit holes as I am. But he was like, go ahead, give it a try. We've tried everything else. Nothing works. And he said to me a couple weeks ago, and I'm working with Jeremy now, 1-to-1. And he'd said to me a couple weeks ago, he goes, yeah, I wanted to talk to you about with Jeremy. And I was like, uh-oh. And he was like, you know what? I wasn't sure in the beginning, but I can't believe the changes in you. Like, he goes, I've never seen you where you're not just holding your head in your hand and headache and this. He goes, I am just dumbfounded by the changes and the healing. He goes, so you use your own judgment, you carry on with Jeremy. It's clearly working, and he'll listen to it when he's building his models in the other room, and I'm playing the YouTube videos, and he's listening. And then later on he'll say, you know, that part that made a lot of sense. That now he's not ready to jump on board and give up all the stuff that he likes, but he's incorporating a couple of things. He sees it working, and it's an absolute miracle as far as I'm concerned. It's things that I never even considered that would happen. But my sleep is great. I've always been a night hawk. And of course, for the last 2 years, been up till 4 a.m. watching Mark's videos and everybody's videos and documents. Before I forget, Mark, your poem on I See You, I cried so hard when I saw that. It just, my whole life, I've either felt invisible or tried to be invisible. And when I heard that poem, it changed my perspective. And I'm now, I don't want to be invisible anymore. Now I feel like I have, even if it's just trying to share the knowledge that I've gained from this course, dropping little pebbles for people and getting people interested enough to come back and that. But this has changed my life. It's been phenomenal. And it's going to be a lifestyle change.
That's just amazing. That's amazing. I always want to tell the viewers as well, when I started the protocol in the first month, it's all in the video diaries. It was emotional, wasn't it, Jeremy? Do you remember? It was really emotional because you let go of stuff that your body can't let go of because it's not able to, because it's so busy processing poison that it can't let these things go. And it is a very emotional thing to do. But once you get through that hump and you've done your first liver flush, life just gets better and better. That was wonderful to hear, Linda. Absolutely wonderful. Jeremy, is your microphone working properly now? No. We have an expert, Jeremy, who doesn't deliver the material. He can't deliver anything. He couldn't deliver a bottle of milk today. Linda, that was amazing to hear.
Yeah.
Jeremy, just wave at him. It's worse. It's even worse. What's going on? They don't want us to get this news out. That's what they want. But this is also why we extended it with the club and why we're still talking about it, because people you have to go through a few months of this to experience it. And everywhere I go, people say, God, what are you doing? You look younger, you look fitter, you're dressing better. My hair's falling out, but apart from that, everything else is good.
Could I just say one more thing regarding the community? of this Maximize the Light is like no other. The love, the kindness, the generosity, the talent of the people in here are, I've never come across it before, where people are just so eager to help out in any way, whether it's from personal experience or talent, skills they have. And it's just really broadened my scope of things. But you're not alone in this group. It's incredible. So
yeah, that's one of the amazing bonuses of this, doing this thing, which is why I said, because originally I said let's get some people. I think we might get 10, 20 people. 1,500 people came on, which is bonkers. Katie, how are you? Yeah.
Hello. Hi.
Hello.
I joined in January, quite near the beginning, so I'm on day, I don't know, quite a long time, and I think I've lost. My weight has stalled since April because I've sort of been a bit fallen off the wagon, but I'm not. I never beat myself up about it, and if someone at the window, I'm on Zoom, and so yeah, I've lost 23 pounds, which is fantastic. I knew for months that I was having. I might. Can I just mute myself? Can I just mute myself?
It's all happening today. Okay. I'm just recording something. Oh, they're all in here. Just come in. But go through the back. I'll be there in a minute. It's all happening today. It's all happening. Katie, let's go back to Katie. Is she available? Yes. No?
It's just one of my daughters has just come back with her dad.
I know I've got people coming in and blah blah blah. I know. Sorry, guys.
So I've been having my daily boiled eggs and soldiers, and I knew every time I had the bread, I would like have a. And I work from home. I'm an artist, so it was quite hard to put one foot in front of the other to get to my studio. And I knew this sluggishness. I knew I had a sort of a wall of protection around my middle, just a barrier of safety. And cluttered house. That hasn't quite changed with the house, but it's all okay. And so I stuck to it pretty well for 3 months, and I didn't have any tea or coffee, and I don't drink a lot anyway, and I'm quite active. I play tennis, and so that was fantastic, and the chat brilliant. And then I've just sort of suddenly I find I'm 7,000 messages behind on the Telegram, and I think shall I just jump it? But I don't want to miss any nuggets, so I think I will catch up. But it's quite easy to let that zoom away from you without reading it regularly. But there's so much to read on the internet, but no, it's been fantastic. It's almost like the teacher arrived when I needed the teacher, and I'd found that I was eating less and less meat in recent years and putting on more weight, but very much cutting out the grains. I've never been vegetarian. As far as I think I've managed 24 hours fasting so far, which obviously isn't much. I've done 2 liver flushes. The first one was quite profound, and I just go on dog walks, sobbing my eyes out, and then I've kept the weight off. But today I've had a cup of tea. 2 boiled eggs, that was good. Got some chickens at the weekend. Then I had a piece of cake, and I had 3 biscuits. Then I had 5 bits of chocolate, and I've had 2 ice creams. And I had some lamb as well, and I won't eat again today. But I don't beat myself. This is the real world, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is the trouble when you work from home, and so I think there's more EFT to be done to release. Yeah.
Tap away. Tap away.
Yeah, I haven't done those videos. I also haven't got a water distiller, and I sometimes, it might be my 50s brain, but I'm thinking, I'm thinking it must be, maybe if I have distilled water, I have to change that.
I can't recommend clean water and not eating biscuits and bread enough. I mean,
I know. But I still have good clarity. But I know it probably was better in January to March. And the other thing, I haven't had any of those infrared saunas yet, and I knew that would be a big thing. It was just finding the, you know, the finances and stuff like that to acquire it. Sorry. And no, but it's going well, and I've loved it, and I've loved the support in the group. My health's always been fairly good. I haven't really had bad aches and pains, so there was nothing really that I needed to correct. Well, there was, obviously, that's a silly statement, but I wasn't bedridden in pain. I don't really have pain. I do some yoga and seem fairly good like that. But I know that I'm obviously really toxic, and I'm just feeling like I'm going to do my third liver flush next week. Sometimes it's hard to fit these liver flushes around being mother, and
yeah,
you don't want to drive the kids somewhere and on the next morning, you know. So it's just finding the right time. So I feel like I'm going to get right back into it, and whether I need
you should. It's
yeah,
all good. It's all good. Let's see if Jeremy's microphone's working. Try and speak, Jezza.
I don't know. How is it?
Yeah, that's not bad. That's better.
Okay, listen, I've had no troubles all day, and then I come on here, but anyway, so yeah, the thing about the protocol is, if you do enough of it, although I would like people to try and commit to all of it, but if you do enough of it, after about 3 months, and most people will jump off the wagon. Most normal people will jump off the wagon. They say fall off, but really they jump off and run to their nearest pizza or something like that. And they'll probably really enjoy it. But I think you'll find universally they'll then go, "Oh my God, I felt terrible." And and that's the whole point. And as we say, we're not the Catholic Church. I expect you to be human beings. To the best of my knowledge, we've got nothing but human beings on the course, and we've been so programmed to beat ourselves up and criticize ourselves and take Linda, who was nervous about joining because, you know, for whatever reasons. There's other people in the background on the course that probably think they're screwing up. There is no screwing up. There's only experience, and the whole point of it is so you start to hear and feel your body, so that at some point you realize fully, and so it's not from me, you realize that you are dictating the life going forward. If you're unwell, you start to realize you've not been unlucky in life. You've created this dis-ease, and now you have a pathway out of it. If you're not unwell, you realize you don't need to fear being dis-eased in the future, because you can change it. So either way you look at it, when people jump off the wagon, they feel like shit and beat themselves up. I go, good, because now you know. Because we could be very skillful in neuro-linguistic programming or techniques that convince people of shit, but it's not about that. It's about, how do you feel? You'll hear me say it all the time, and that's why I say, if you're plant-based, for example, I don't care. You know, you're grown up to do whatever you want. But if you're plant-based, for example, and you're thriving, doing great, you know, good on you. But if you're not, say it. And then when you do these protocols, you'll get to a point like Katie, where a lot of things change, and then you kind of slip back into the old way. Now, just remember, the world is deliberately full of corporations and food outlets designed to make you fail. It's not by chance. It's carbs and fat everywhere. Now, you don't find carbohydrates and fat in nature, almost never. Maybe in some nuts. You find protein and fat. But fat is what satiates and gives flavor. Carbs is what makes you a slave and an addictive personality. So it's everywhere, so you can fail, because they don't want you to thrive and hold light. So never beat yourself up in the environment that we're currently in. Just get back on the wagon at your own pace. Now, if you're really unwell, I might give you a loving kick up your ass and say, look, you can't afford to be screwing around and falling off the wagon. That's different. But if you're in a state that it's okay to have a few experiences, then go for it. And occasionally I will put my, you know, loving kick your ass trousers on, but it's all love.
Yeah, well said. Lester, sorry to leave you to the last one. How are you?
Yeah, I'm great. Thanks, Mark. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, all good.
Good. Actually, I first went carnivore in 1977. I wanted to lose some weight. I had this strange idea that if I just ate meat, I could lose some weight. And I did. And I lost some weight. But then having dropped the weight, I then went back to eating normally. And went downhill. So I went carnivore 3 years ago and have been non-stop for 3 years. 3 years and 2 months. In this last bout, I've dropped 27 kilos in weight. That's 50 something pounds. And I used to have reflux really bad, so bad that I'd eat something and I'd throw up. Within about a week, that just stopped. And the reason I joined your group, this group, is to be a part of the community. And I must say that this platform is the best platform I've ever seen to get the message across. So thank you for that.
Well, that's our pleasure. We, you know,
Yeah.
we just want. I think in the last 2 years, all people like me and Jeremy want to do is just help as many people as possible, because and reverse all the programming, because we're incredible beings and we're going, as Jeremy says, we're going to build back better without them. And the way that we do that is we get stronger. And that's what I think this whole period's all about. And it includes the food, it includes the water, it includes your thinking, it includes everything. So it's wonderful to have.
And Lester, they don't want you to eat meat.
Lester, I'm first of all, anyone who's watching and thinking Lester's in some brothel in Australia somewhere with red light district, he's the only one that actually seems to be following the protocol where he's paying attention to artificial light at night, and he's got his red lights on. So I'm particularly impressed, and his blue blocking glasses. But
it's not dark here yet. Where he is, it's dark.
I know. But what he said is possibly the greatest compliment, because I, like Mark, have been involved publicly or not, or attempted to be, in many things, and many of them fail spectacularly for different reasons. I've tried to get involved in some very large things, tried to work with some quite well-known people, and it never works out. And I was extremely conscious that I wanted to create an environment that was not safe, which is a woke word, but authentic. And so what that means is that hopefully in the philosophies that I teach, we can disagree in this community and go, well, that's not my understanding or experience, but it still supports the basic philosophy. Now, plus, it's not about Jeremy or Dr. Jeremy. It is about, look, I know a lot, I've done a lot, I've healed a lot. Here's what I've seen, here's what I understand. But there's also some brilliant people in this group and in this community. And that's just not necessarily system trained people. There's some very, very seasoned citizen researchers, and all that value has or is bubbling to the surface. Plus, I think we've done an extraordinary job and intend to keep doing that, where we've created a space where those that are terrified to actually ask a question or keep fucking up, that's how they would look at it, or whatever. Some of them haven't even started the protocol and have been in the course for 2-3 months, and that's okay. I think we've done really well to create a space where they can go, finally, because we get a few of them like, it's me. You're the one you keep asking to talk up, Jeremy. I'm not doing it. Because what we tend to get in these other communities and groups are the ones that are doing well, and that's all you hear. When I do the live Q&As, I want to hear those that aren't doing well. And if you think about it, that's nuts, because obviously your job is to make me look good. So if someone's not doing well, you're not going to make me look very good, and that's a problem. But no, because my first mentor taught me, very, very well, that we have to constantly be looking for those that aren't doing well, challenge our philosophies, and continue to strive better. So I am actually looking for those that aren't doing so well and looking to see why and where we need to improve, or where they're not doing things, or where they're starting to get to levels of suppression or whatever. So for people watching and on the Q&As, I think everyone will nod their head. We've had those moments, and I've started to probe a bit deeper, and boof, it comes out. There's deep emotional stuff or whatever it is, but it comes out. As opposed to, so what I'm trying to say in not a very well-ordered way is it really is authentic. I put myself out there, not as I know it all, but that I know a lot. What do you think? What do you know? Contribute. And let's see if it fits into this philosophy, while we hold a key philosophy of, the right to be wrong, let alone the right to be right. Wouldn't you say, Lester?
I'm in near Perth in Australia, Mark, and it's 1 o'clock in the morning, Saturday morning here. But I just wanted to stay up and be a part of the group.
Well, it's lovely to meet you, Lester, and we appreciate your input.
And what Jeremy just said is probably the most important thing ever. Help the people who fail.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah.
So keep up the good work, guys. It's wonderful.
Oh my God, Trish and Tim Lawrence have finally turned up, Mark. I thought they were banned. At least I've tried to get them banned, but somehow they've got back in.
They kept moaning about not being able to hear stuff, and I was like, "Come on, sort it out."
They moan
I think
all the time.
you can hear us now, can't you? Come on, unmute yourself. You're not going to speak.
Yeah,
let's hope their mic's not.
Can you hear yourself?
Damn, their mic's working. Go on, what have you got to say, Trish?
We had to keep leaving, and because we couldn't hear the conversation.
Yeah, it just went silent.
So we had to keep leaving, and then we left, and we couldn't get back in again. So I was thinking, then I thought, no, we're going to keep trying, because I just wanted to say hi and thank you. We've only been here 6 weeks, but I think it's wonderful, absolutely brilliant.
We have full confidence.
Yeah.
And got to stay the course, and it sounds like it's going to be a fairly long one for me, at least. She's back on some food, whereas I'm consuming some.
I'm only having a fat
stinky
drink.
Fish, mostly oily fish. Yuck! I hate fish, but especially oily. But
He's eating it.
That's all I'm doing. That and meat, of course, which is a pleasure.
I think it's not just the diet, actually. It's all the other things. And what's interesting is when we try to explain to people what we're doing, we get this glazed look that comes across their face, as if to say, "Oh my God, you've totally lost it now."
Yeah.
The usual thing is, what? You're just eating meat? But vegetables are the thing to eat.
You need to have vegetables.
Have you not heard the government? 5 a day and all this.
There you go.
I know, but that's really interesting. But several people have actually said, "Well, we'll watch how you get on, and we'll see." So hopefully we keep talking about it and talking about. Do you know so many people don't know about grounding?
No, I know. That's why I've done loads of videos on it.
It's just incredible, and I love your videos, Mark. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you. They're brilliant. I watch every single one.
You poor woman.
Yeah, I know.
I'm a true.
So that's why she needed this protocol, Mark. She's OD'd on Mark Attwood, so she was in need of some help, and I think people understand that.
Yeah.
No, thank you so much, guys.
How's your shoulder? Ribs or whatever.
Your ribs.
Nice.
How's your ribs?
Oh, I fractured my rib. Yeah, no. Well, it's almost healed in 11 days because I've got my PMF therapy, which speeds up healing. But the first 10 days, as long as I didn't breathe, stand, sleep, or do anything, it was fine.
Well, I really just want to say thank you for doing this and sharing it with so many people, and we'll try to spread the word too. And
If I'm not spreading too much more, so I might get 10,000 next.
Honestly and seriously, it was to reach people like all of you here. You're all over the world, and we know this group is extended literally all over the world. People in India, Africa, it's all over the world. And you know, I just think, well, not I think, I know they're ready. We have behind the scenes more and more system professionals reaching out to us, and they're not just reaching out to us and saying medicine isn't working. They're actually saying these terms. And I know you guys are going to believe me because I don't do bullshit, but they're actually saying evil. They're actually saying, I want, you know, we've got one doctor that's about, well, he's already approached us, and I don't want to name him at this point, but contemplated suicide because he didn't see any way out of it, of how bad it is. And the importance of the message in this time is, you know, as Mark knows and has already said, I've turned Klaus Einel Schwab's words on their head. We are going to build back better without them. I think we all know who them are. And the people are ready. The doctors, you know, we have the red pill pharmacist, Graham Atkinson now. He was government level pharmacist. He's doing a tremendous job. His awakening was rapid, harsh, brutal even, but he got through it. And now he's drawing out more and more people that, in the system that, like Rainer Formich in the legal system, says we can't fix these systems. They're so infiltrated with rot and corruption that we literally have to build new systems, new judicial, new true, I like to put the word true medicine, true health, true doctors, true societies that are actually benevolent and open and transparent. And you know what? We're doing a really good job. All of us, all of you are all doing a great job.
You've gone again.
Oh.
Oh, are we back? It's gone again.
You were muted then.
Oh, it's back again.
It's back again. No, I just wanted to...
You're playing with us, Mark, aren't you?
He is.
It's a wee devil.
Just thank you.
Yeah.
You're very welcome.
Oh. We can hear you, Jeremy. Thank God your mic's mended. And your shoulder, ribs.
Is that working now?
Yeah.
I can only hear you. I can't hear...
You can say anything you like.
You're muted.
No, I'm muted.
Right, there you go. Can you hear me?
This has been one of those days.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear everybody. Thank you, Trish and Tim. Thank you, Katie. Thank you, Serena. Thank you, Lester. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Summer. Thank you, Breege. Thank you. Where are you? Hilda. Look, if you're watching this and you're not convinced yet, you're crazy. Just go and do it. You guys, thank you so much. Jeremy, great to see you. I'm going to wrap it up. See you later.
Thank you.
Thank you.